Hey, I'm Dan McCarthy, the leader for the Scientific Games Group. I'm a senior finance major from Rome, New York. This video will be diving into our team introductions as well as the company introduction, the company's biggest problem, and a quick timeline of Scientific Games. The parts that I would be covering in this video series will be the ratio analysis and the internal factor evaluation.
Hi, my name is Kavan. I'm currently a student at St. Bonaventure University in the finance program. And over the past few weeks, my team and I has been researching factors that make scientific games prominent within the distributed gambling industry. And I will be discussing the steeple and the SWOT.
Hello, my name is Michael Johnson. I'm a senior finance major from Fredonia, New York. For this project, I covered the industry analysis, which discusses the Porter's five forces, and value chain analysis, which discusses the primary and secondary activities that have the most effect on the company's products and services, as well as their customers. The goal for my part is to provide you with an in-depth look into what the external threats consist of pertaining to scientific games. Also, I will explain why certain primary and secondary activities affect the company as well as how they affect the company. Based off of these activities, I will be able to make a decision as to where the company falls in the Porter generic strategy chart.
Hi, I'm John Sagerson. I'm a senior finance major from Rochester, New York. And for this project, I'll be covering the mission and objective analysis of scientific games, as well as the internal audit and internal factor evaluation. And my goal here will be to provide you with a strong sense of what the company stands for and what they hope to achieve in the long term. I also hope to convey the firm's current core competence, distinctive competence, and competitive advantage, and how they use these strengths to retain and attract customers, as well as outcompete competitors. Lastly, I will combine the internal audit with our value chain and ratio analysis to determine the company's biggest strengths and weaknesses.
Scientific Games is a public company in the gambling industry. The company has three main product sections, including gaming machines, lottery products, and interactive systems. Their main customers include state governments and large casinos. Scientific Games is known to be one of the leaders in their industry due to their past acquisitions of a number of companies, enabling them to reach a level of production that allows them to have the economies of scale big enough to make production of lottery and gaming products beneficial to them in the long run. Since Scientific Games has been able to build their company, they have been known to customers as providing the best service and have been benefiting from the relaxation of gambling laws in the United States as well as from across the world. Scientific Games' biggest problem is that they have been operating at a net loss for the past 3 years. The company has been struggling to create a profit from their $3 billion of yearly revenue. They need to tap into new markets to create a larger top line or become a lean company by cutting costs. Another problem that Scientific Games faces is their capital structure. Scientific Games carries a lot of debt on their balance sheets, especially when compared to their competitors. This could create a liquidity problem in the future and creates a going concern problem for investors. These two problems have created a consistent decrease in the stock price of Scientific Games. In 2018, the price decreased by 66% because of investors not being sure of the future of the company. In the final video of this series, we will discuss some potential solutions to Scientific Games' problems and how to make the company profitable in the future.
The timeline of how Scientific Games came to be what it is today begins in 1979, when a company called Auto Tote Systems was established by Thomas H. Lee. This company provided computerized wagering equipment, computer software, facilities management, and satellite broadcast services. In 1989, this company merged with United Tote Incorporated, a company serving the racing industry as a supplier of wagering products and services. Then, due to antitrust issues in 1991, a federal court forced the dissolution of United Tote, and Auto Tote Corporation was founded in 1992. In 1995, the company admitted that it was not in compliance with its credit covenants, and several of their shareholders filed a class action suit claiming that key executives had violated certain securities laws. In 2000, Scientific Games Holding Corporation was acquired, and in 2001, Autotote changed its name to Scientific Games Corporation. Now, we'll get into some more recent timeline history, specifically within the past 5 years. Approximately 5 years ago, Scientific Games stock was trading at about $10 per share. The company acquired Bali Technologies on August 1st of 2014 for $5.1 billion. The motive behind this was simple. If you want to make money in a casino, be the person who makes the slot machines. If you want to make even more, acquire the other companies that do the same. In 2015, Scientific Games announced a systems agreement with Alberta Gaming and Liquor Commission. This move provided systems solutions across their 28 casinos at the time. Also, in 2015, the company provided West Virginia Lottery with central monitoring and control systems for approximately 14,000 gaming machines. The highlights of 2016 for Scientific Games Corporation was their acquisition of DEQ, a gaming technology company, and the launch of a new style of slot machine. 2017 was a very busy year for the company. To give a brief overview of the year, they acquired Spice Rack Media Incorporated in April. A slots app was released for Android in May. The company's skill-based slot machine debuted in June. Throughout the year, the company was continuously expanding into new state lottery systems while providing systems and services. Then, within a 2-week span, Lapis Software Associates and Red 7 Mobile were acquired. In July of 2017, Scientific Games reported a quarterly loss per share of 44 cents. Despite this, within 2 days, they were back on track, continuing to gain in stock price, and in August, it was reported that the stock price had surged 150% that year up to that point. NYX Interactive was later acquired in September, and a week later, news came out that Scientific Games was set to acquire TechArt. By the time November hits, the company was joining the argument regarding the sports betting market. Telegraph UK was attempting to alter Scientific Games' acquisition of NYX by continuing to buy more and more shares of NYX. However, Scientific Games ended this legal spat with Telegraph UK, and both companies agreed to a share sale and commercial deal in December of 2017. About a week later is when SGMS, or Scientific Games, announced that they had brought online games to Italy. Gambling-style apps were beginning to be offered without age checks on Facebook as well. And this brings us to the 2018 year. In January of 2018, the next generation of lottery instant games, HD games, launched successfully in the United States. SG Digital, an unrivaled digital gaming, sports betting, and iLottery provider, was unveiled in early February. In late February, Scientific Games acquired eSysNet-G, a video bingo content studio, and 2 days later, Scientific Games reported its 4th straight quarterly loss. In early March of 2018, the company began making moves to accelerate global product strategy by announcing new Scientific Games digital leadership appointments. Mid-March, Scientific Games announced their launch of the National Lottery of Kazakhstan. The next month, Symphony Solutions announced a partnership with Scientific Games Digital. Moving to the management team, Scientific Games announced Barry Cottle as the new president and CEO in early May of 2018. Also, in May, the Supreme Court finally allowed sports betting, and this prompted a jump in gaming shares. In late July, a sports betting deal was signed with Caesars Entertainment. Scientific Games acquired Don Best Sports, the global supplier of real-time betting data and pricing for North American sporting events in October. To close off the 2018 year, it was reported in December that shares were down 66% since early 2018.